In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can build your own Android app without writing a single line of code. That's right, no coding, no complex setup, just a simple step-by-step process. By the end of this tutorial, you will have your working app and ready to install your phone. So let's start. So for this demo, I'm building a simple to-do list app using natively a no-code app builder that can even export APK files. I picked a to-do list because it's one of the easiest and most practical apps to make, and it nicely shows how the tool works step by step. Of course, you can build anything with this, but keeping it simple helps you follow the process clearly. First, just head over to the natively and create your account. Once you are in, I like to use ChatGPT to generate a clear prompt for the app. You can type the idea in plain words too, but ChatGPT usually gives a more powerful and structured prompts. So I asked ChatGPT, I want to make a to-do list app, give me a prompt. It will return a detailed prompt that we can copy. So now I will just send this. I just wrote, I want to create a to-do list app, give me a prompt, and it gives us a very beautiful and detailed prompt. You can say build me a modern to-do list app with the following features. Now what we can do is we can just copy this prompt and we can paste that to natively so it can start building our app. So back in natively, paste the prompt that we just copy. You can even use some demo prompts to see how natively works. You can just click any of these and it will start creating the app for that prompt. But for now, we will just paste that prompt and click on send button. On the right side of the screen, you will see a live preview of the app. It's being created, and now the initial version will include all the features that we mentioned too. Now it natively says, okay, I can help you to build the initial version of your modern to-do list app. It also gives us a complete plan, what it's going to use, design elements, feature of the first version, and all the things that is required in our app. And next, it will install all the necessary dependencies and begins generating the code and the UI automatically. So now you can see it says installing packages, and on the right side, you can see it's already started to write the code for each section of our app. You can make changes to this codes later once our app is ready. You can just describe what changes you want and it will make that for you. So now we will wait here until our initial version of app is ready and we can just test it out how this works. If there is any error or bug to fix in it, we can just fix it right away. So now here you need to wait for about a minute or two. It is very fast. You can just make your any kind of app within a few minutes. Like literally you can make anything in 5 minutes, I think, because I tested this and this makes me to-do list app in just 2 minutes. So you can see this is the initial version of our app of to-do list is now ready. We can now test it too. So on the left side you can see all the features that's natively added to it, and on the right side on you can see the preview. So now you can see we have dark and light mode, category filter, and you can see all the task details, zero task, pending, and finish. And if you go to add task, you can add your task from here. In the title you can add your title. You can have options to enter description, category, and priority, and due date. So let's say I want to add a title in drink 10 glass water, and in description I can add description, and in category I selected a health, and in priority I selected it to low. At this point, I noticed the due date picker was not working correctly. That happens sometime. The tool will try to fix bugs automatically if you describe the issues, but fixes can take a little time. If you know coding, you can edit the implementations yourself. Otherwise, the easiest approaches are either to prompt the builder to fix it temporarily, or you can add a manual date and time entry. In this demo, I just say to fix the due date. If it's not fixed, we can just move forward with the manual entry. That's even okay too. So now we will just prompt it. We cannot select due date and time, and then we will just send it to natively. So now it will analyze all the errors that coming into our app and try to fix that if possible. So now we will wait here until we get the another version of our app and we will see if the issues is fixed or not. Before I move on, let me show you some extra features in natively that is very useful for you. If you need some free credits like a free prompts, just click on get free credits option right here. There are three ways to claim it right now. First, share what you are building on a platform like Reddit and submit the post link. Good posts can earn up to 100 free credits, I mean the 100 free prompts. And here we have the second way, that is Discord community. If you join their Discord server, you will get 2 free prompts, and if you add their tag to your server Discord, you will get 10 free prompts. You can follow all the instructions. Link are given below, and even I will add the all instructions in description too, so you can check that out. Once you follow all the steps, you can just message one of their founders and they will give you free prompts. So now, before I move on to, let me show you some subscriptions and other plans as well. So if you go to subscription setting, here you will find all the your plan uses and everything. There's a micro plan at $5 per month for 10 prompts, an agent plan at $20 per month for the 40 prompts, and agent plus for $40 per month, which gives 100 prompts plus upgraded AI and project permissions. That's the plan I'm currently using. And on the high end, consulting plan around $400 per month, which is currently on a waiting list. So you can check that out. I will add the link in description box. So if you go to integration, you will find all the integrations such as text generation, image and video, OpenAI, Google AI Studio, and the Stripe that is most important. If you are building something very interesting and very useful, you must need a payment integrations to add. You can just set up Stripe with using your API, but before that, you need to set up your database because that's important too when you are adding a payment integrations. We will see that in next videos. So for now, you can see here we still cannot select date and time. So as of now, what I'm trying to do is we will just prompt it to add manual option so that we can enter date and time manually. This is the best option for now, as of now, I think. So I just said it's not fixed yet. You can add the options to add date and time manually, so it can gives us another version where we can enter date and time manually. It is the best way as of now, because if I go to fix this issue, this video is getting so long, but I will fix this issue in our next part, and I will show you how you can add your integrations and how you can add user authentications using this tool. So now you can see here we will have options to add date and time manually. So now we can just enter date, I mean the day, month and the year from here, and we can now save the task, and it's working fully functional like before. So now we will just save this task. If you want to add description or anything, you can add it from here too. So overall, our initial version of this to-do list app is ready. We have all the features that we requested. All features is now currently working too. We can search any to-do list from by search from categories, and we can set by date, month, time categories, and we have options, other options too that we can add. So now if you want to add some integrations in it such as Supabase, how you can do that? Let me show you that. For that, just click on more and you will find the Supabase integration here. Just click on it and click on connect Supabase. It will redirect you to the Supabase authentication page. Here you can just click on authorize natively, so it will connect your natively account with the Supabase, and now it will start redirecting you on the main page. And here you can just create your new project, or you can choose your existing project to connect it with your natively app. But I prefer, if you're creating a new app, make sure to create a new Supabase project too. It is the easier way, so your database don't get messed up. So now you can see here we will just click on the more button again here, and now you can see we can just click on create new project option, or you can connect your old project too. So now here you need to give your project a name, so we can just name it a to-do list, and we can just save this project and you can just connect it from here. But you only need to connect Supabase if you are adding user authentication, or maybe the ABA system, or if you are adding something like payment integrations. So next step is deploy your app. If you want to deploy it, you can just click on deploy. First step is you can deploy using GitHub, and the second is you can just directly build an Android APK with natively. Just click on confirm and start build after giving your app a name which starts from com dot and something like this. The process might take a little while, but once it's finished, your APK file will be ready and start downloading automatically. You can then install it on your Android device and test out the application yourself. In the next part of this series, we will go deeper. I will show you how to add user authentication, how to set up an API system, including the integration of the OpenAI API, and how to connect Supabase so we can properly manage the user accounts and database. I will adding all these videos into a playlist, so make sure to check it out. Link is given in the description box. I really hope you will find this video helpful. If you have any questions about what I showed today, drop them in comments. I will try to cover them in next video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the